Whether you're going on a cross-country road trip or maybe just planning a quick getaway, a weekend getaway, traveling with the kids is not for the faint of heart for sure. To help you avoid, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Kelley Blue Book's senior managing editor, Matt DeLorenzo, chats about the 5 best road trip cars. You know, it's road tripping season, my friend, and you know all the tips and tricks. I love a good road trip. So let's start off with some of the trends on road tripping, and then also what kind of features should people really want in their car?
Well, you know, road trips can take many forms. I mean, if it's just you and your significant other, maybe you want to find a back road, go to the beautiful mountains there outside of Denver. You look at a 2-seater. You know, Chevy Corvette, they have a new mid-engine version coming out, but there's still the traditional front-engine rear drive 2019 is still out there. Great car to drive. Or you might want to go out in a Mazda Miata, which is always a lot of fun. But if you're going to take along the whole crew, you probably want something a little bit bigger, like a Honda Odyssey or a Chrysler Pacifica, which has tremendous seating capacity and great room for all your stuff. Or even some of these new generations of crossovers. There's the new Volkswagen Atlas is another terrific 3-row SUV that has plenty of 3rd-row seating and room for cargo. And at the top end of it would be if you're towing a toy or a trailer or a boat. You probably would want to look at something like a Ford Expedition, a full-size SUV with 3 rows, and even the Ram 1500 pickup is a terrific option.
Yes, you named some really great vehicles to have a fun road trip. Now, help me with my kids. How do I keep the family entertained? Any suggestions?
Well, you know, these days now, kids can be, you know, entertained with the rear seat entertainment systems that are on the vehicles, their own tablets, iPhones, stuff that we didn't have when we were kids. You know, that will certainly keep them engaged for a good portion of the trip. But you know, part of the fun is getting there and knowing where you're driving and what you're going through. And I recommend that you do a little bit of homework ahead of time, pick out some features or history of the local area that you're driving through, and try to engage the kids and say, hey, look at this. You know, did you know what went on here? Or do you know that the biggest cornfields are somewhere near here? Or play traditional car games like I Spy and the license plate game. And I think that's really the success of a real good road trip, is getting the kids engaged and giving them something to remember.
Slug bug used to be fun for my family, but now both of my boys are over 6
Slug
foot.
bug is another good one.
It's not so fun anymore. Ouch. You know, you're going to have a hard time.
No, it wouldn't be. Yeah.
You're going to have a hard time believing this, Matt, but when I was younger, my dad, when we would go car shopping, he would whip out his Kelley Blue Book. So I was taught at a very young age to check out the Kelley Blue Book. What suggestions do you have for car shoppers? What should we be asking sellers?
Well, for families, you really need to get either 2 or 3 rows of seating. And what you want to look for is ease of entry and exit of that 3rd row if you have enough kids where you need that 3rd row seating. And there have been some features like on the Nissan Pathfinder where if you even have a child safety seat, you can leave that seat in the 2nd row and allow it to slide forward and get into that rear row without having to take that seat out. So that's a tremendous advantage for that vehicle. Other things to look for are things like USB ports, so you can plug in those tablets and iPads. And certainly you don't want to get a vehicle that has a lack of cup holders. You know, that's one of those things that you should keep hydrated when you're on the go. And one of the features that really can be a make or break difference in the type of vehicle you buy. For more information about our road trip cars and features that you'd like to have in a vehicle to make a trip go smoother, visit us at kbb.com, and you'll also be able to find pricing and rebate and sales information for that new car as well.
Great information. And if you'd like more information about the vehicles Matt talked about today and great tips for car buyers, turn to the experts at Kelley Blue Book. Find so much more online at kbb.com.